COVID was crazy. I mean, I just made ends meet. I was painting with my friend. I did some delivering for one of my friends. I did all sorts, bro. I was like, right, okay. When we do get back, how are you going to attack this? You've got one more stab at it now. It's like a fresh start. I just started posting, and it starts off so disheartening. It gets, maybe like 30 views, and you're like, this is crazy. And then I just kept going like a madman. At the start, when you're trying to build a fan base or a following, I would definitely like.
Welcome back to the Off the Record DJ podcast, and today we are back with another special guest. 280,000 followers on TikTok, 90,000 on Instagram. Considered wordplay king of the UK, Joe Lobel is in the building. Let's go.
Ching, ching, ching.
How's it going, man?
How are we doing? I'm good, thank you, bro. Thanks for having me.
Fresh trim.
Fresh trim. Yeah. I was just saying to you on the way down, when you're doing a lot of shows, you have to just do everything in one day.
One day when you're in the country, you got to get all the errands run.
So today's trim day, podcast day, and then straight to the dentist. So
priorities.
Name a more iconic trio.
Mate, this year, let's listen to this, right? This year, you've done shows in Ibiza, Cyprus, Frankfurt, Marbella, Greece, Thailand tour, Bali, Vienna, Prague, Sweden, Slovenia, Bulgaria, and the Caribbean. And you've been on lineups with French Montana, Central Cee, and Aitch.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, go to bed.
Yeah, that made me tired all over again.
That's sick, man. That's sick, though. Like, unreal. Unreal scenes. And that's what we want to talk about today. Like, you was on this podcast back in 2019. And you talked about, you grew up in Leicester, you were doing the resident thing, you got yourself a comfortable amount of gigs, 4 or 5 nights a week. You were touring with a couple of brands quite early into that journey. But then COVID hit. So yeah, tell me about what happened with your DJ life, like when COVID hit. What were you doing?
I mean, I think I speak on behalf of every DJ in the country, world, whatever. COVID was crazy. We were the first out, the last back. It was just so bad. The government support was patchy, So, yeah, I mean, I just made ends meet in COVID, helped people out with little odd jobs.
What were you doing?
Mate, I was painting with my friend.
Right.
I did some delivering for one of my friends. I did all sorts,
driving about, delivering.
I really felt like just before COVID, we had the podcast and I was just everything was bubbling in the right direction. I was like, yeah, man, that's it. I'm going to be getting somewhere soon. But then, yeah, COVID just locked us off so badly.
Literally no gigs.
Nothing. I mean, it started to creep back in with the weird sit-down things. And
that was awful, wasn't it?
I mean, I don't even want to take myself back to that time. but yeah, it gave me a lot of thinking time, I think, which has been really instrumental in what's happened since, because I was like, right, okay, when we do get back, how are you going to attack this? Right. You're getting a little bit older, Joe. Yeah. You've got one more stab at it now.
And was that always
like a fresh start?
Yeah. Was that the start? There wasn't any doubts am I going to get back to the levels? Did you have were you just thinking, right, here's the plan?
Yeah, no, I wasn't, not to sound like horn tooty, but I was like,
you knew eventually.
I thought I'm going to just keep going. Hopefully I'll pick up similar to where I left off. I tried my best not to devalue myself during COVID too much, because there was a little bit of time where there were some sort of gigs coming back, and DJs, fair enough, we're just trying to make ends meet, so they're doing shows for £40-50 sometimes. And I tried my best to stay away from those to keep my value intact when it did come back.
Yeah, it happened to a lot of DJs, myself as well. Clubs opening up, and it was limited crowds. So obviously, the clubs and stuff weren't able to make as much money. So then obviously, it was trickling down, and some DJs, like you say, were just taking these gigs, and we were getting offered them left, right, and centre. And it's so hard to say no because you want to get back in it.
Of course, everyone's dying to be behind a set of decks again. So I won't knock anyone for doing that, but in my head I had it quite clear that, look, Joe, you can't take X amount of fees and things now because it's COVID and then come back and be like, oh, hey guys,
what do you raise it
back
to
here? It's impossible. So I tried my best not to do that as much as possible. Just made a real clear plan of what I was going to do when I did get back. So that kind of that consisted of I was at a point where I was thinking I need to not be doing so many weekly residencies and stuff like that. I was just in that crossover point. So I said to myself, when I come back, that's it. I'm going to knock pretty much all of them on the head.
Cold turkey.
Just go for it. Because I'd got used to having no money now. So,
right.
so
I mean, I guess that's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
A lot. I've just worked out that I can live for 2 years without any of my wages, really. So
what's the worst that could happen, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I was like, right, let's just build it back up slowly rather than trying to just attack it. I did gigs in the Freedom Week when everyone got let back outside. But
so were you constantly sort of in touch with all the promoters and stuff you work with sort of throughout the course just to keep them relationships going?
Yeah.
You're quite friendly with a lot of the promoters and stuff anyway. It's more like a friendship you've got with them, right?
100%. I think that's one of the major keys, isn't it? Like if whoever's friendly with the friendliest with the promoters, 9 times out of 10, if you can DJ well as well, you're going to be way ahead of the next person.
And you're great at networking, and we'll come on to that in a bit. So yeah, when you was back on this podcast in like 2019, you said that you were kind of making it. So you were doing gigs for like brands. So Applebum was a big hip hop brand in the UK, and you were stepping away from that, like resident DJ and sort of touring with like the brand side of it. So you were getting these great bookings up and down the country from like Edinburgh to London, everything in between, going abroad here and there, working like with brands. But now you're at a level where you're getting booked for like you. So like where does this transition sort of happen? So because you're getting booked as Joe Lobel at gigs and doing them at scale. So how does this transition sort of happen?
Yeah. I mean, I was in the really fortunate position to be traveling with a student brand that had really strong events. So where I was being booked because I was doing the right job. But I wasn't being booked as a headliner. I was there to support a brand, but what if you spin that on its head? What that affords you is a platform. Like every time you're doing a show, it's sold out. It's 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and that. It might not be like you're gaining fans from the crowd, a little, 1%, 2%, but like what it does give you is a blank canvas to just get content from those shows. Because like I was like, even if this is just like a mobile phone video, I'm playing the hottest records in the country to a room full of students going absolutely crazy, and I mean full, like 1,000, 2,000 people, and then that I can then take that and just build my own platform.
That's
with
your CV, your resume.
Yeah. So it was helping, because then I was approaching promoters trying to get my own bookings in other cities at the sort of the lower end of the guest DJ sort of slot, and I was able to say, oh, this is what I did in Sheffield, Manchester. It's a bit of smoke and mirrors at the end of the day. I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but but there's an element of making what you're doing look as big as possible. That's branding, isn't it?
100%. But you said, again, going back to the last podcast, you said like, when you're showing someone, a promoter, or telling who you are, can they see what you do in like the first 3 seconds?
Yeah.
They come on your page and you're like, this is what I do. And you don't need to like travel, scroll and stuff like that. It's like, can you tell me what you do without even telling me?
Yeah, exactly. It's great now. Like, the socials have got three pinned posts.
Yeah, exactly.
Instagram and TikTok. So like, I'll always have either the most current and relevant or the most engaged with content at the top of my socials. So as soon as you go on my Insta or TikTok now, you'll see like whatever the biggest wordplay I did in the last 6 months was, maybe my tour dates, and then the one that went the most viral or something. So like, that's great now. Yeah, you don't even have to keep on top of like everything being perfect, because you've always got those top 3 pinned in. So that's a good little tip, I'd say, for people.
I remember we did a festival together a while ago. It was in Sheffield. I remember walking through the crowd and we were talking about what you're doing and stuff like this. And you were saying that you were dipping in and out. You were playing a bit of house, you're playing a bit of open format student stuff, and you were like, I'm just gonna do this hip hop thing now. I'm gonna have the blinkers on, and I'm gonna go sort of like Nathan Dawn did Euroski at the time, or like the big kind of R&B hip hop DJs. You're like, this is my lane. I'm gonna do it. Like, why did you decide to do that?
It depends what your goal is, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. But, there is a lane for people that play hip-hop, house, drum and bass all at once, and maybe they produce... Like, that is how Nathan's moved on now. He plays... Sure. He plays... I don't know if you've been to one of his sets lately.
No, played a few weeks ago.
But he'll play house into into hip hop, into drill,
yeah.
into drum and bass, into sing-alongs, and then sprinkled in there, he's got his own tunes, and that works for him. Yeah. Great, like he's the pinnacle of that, really. But yeah, I just thought, I thought I'm good at mixing house music, but I think I'm the best. Like, out of my skills, I'm the best. I'm best at doing hip hop mixing. So I thought, let's just not dilute it. Like hip hop crowds, some of them can be quite
laid
what's
back.
The word? Laid back.
Sure.
They don't want to listen to house music. Is where I'm going.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So maybe those people that love the Travis Scotts and not just as a general rule.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Not all of them, but maybe those people that love that don't want to listen to tech house slammers. They don't want to listen to EDM or big room. Like they're not interested in it. So I'll alienate a lot of people that like X music if I'm also playing that in my set. So I thought, let's just streamline it. Let's just do it. Dive fully in. And house DJs are like 60 anyway, so I can always do
that. Yeah. Back in the days. So yeah, you just decided to go full in at hip hop, and I guess that takes away quite a lot of headache in terms of like content, who you speak to, who you hang around with and connect with. Yeah. It's like you don't have to be all eggs in everyone's basket. You can just like focus on it.
100%, and easier for the promoters. The promoters will look on my profile now and they'll go, okay, this guy's a hip hop DJ. He plays UK urban, drill, Afro beats. You'll find that out within 5 minutes. There's no confusion.
So 100%. We met each other we seen each other a few days ago at the Link Up event we did in London, and we were doing a panel talk there, and I was trying to give some advice about, how do you get like more gigs and stuff like that. So I asked like the crowd, like, put your hands up if you're on TikTok. There's 500 DJs there. I was like, put your hand up if you're on TikTok right now, and about 10 of them put their hands up, right? And it just blows that blows my mind. Depending on like what the goals are, like, some DJs just want a couple of gigs on a weekend. Cool. Some DJs just wanted to do it as a hobby. Cool. But then some DJs want to go to the levels, and then I go, "Are you on TikTok?" They go, "No." And I go, "Well, there's your easiest." So you posted it. I think your first post on TikTok was like 2019. And I remember having this conversation came to me like about 2 hours ago, but we had a drunk conversation in Playroom in Leeds.
Right.
And this must have been 2021 or something, right? And you were like, look, I'm posting on TikTok, it's doing nothing. And like you said to us, like, yours is doing well, what's doing well, blah, blah, blah. I was like, honestly, right, just keep at it. I promise you, like one of them will go, and then everything happens, and you just kept at it. And now it's like,
I vaguely remember
crazy.
that.
It's weird, wasn't it? It just came to me out of nowhere. So yeah, how did you keep persisting and just uploading content?
Yeah, it is. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. So I came out of COVID with a clear like plan, and I understand that not everybody definitely that listens to this podcast, like, it's a big investment.
Yes,
and if you're at a certain level, it is tough to be getting professional videographers to follow you everywhere. But if you're just, if you're at the level to do it, then great. If you're not at the level to do that, iPhones are awesome, and like they capture more than enough. And what I usually do is I'll always record the audio straight through Serato as well, so you've got a clean set of audio if you need it. And
big cheat code.
Yeah, that's a cheat code for sure, because I find that audio really important. But going back to your question, so I came out of the COVID and I was like, right, I'm just going to get loads of content, clean, good content with good audio, good mixes. I'd had a lot of time to think about it. I've been doing nothing.
Yeah, how many wordplays did you plan?
Well, no music was coming out either, you got to remember. But the little bits that were coming out, I was like, right, I'm going to make some little plans for these. And then I just started posting, and it starts off so disheartening. You've paid X amount for someone to come and film, and the post lands, you think it's amazing, the audio's clean, the quality is great, it gets maybe like 30 views, and you're like, this is crazy.
It's so tough when that happens.
Painful.
Like, yeah, 100%.
And then you go again, and then maybe 100, and you're like, oh, okay. Then back, maybe you get 6 views. You have to delete it, re-upload it. Maybe, and then I just kept going like a madman. Like
I was like dissecting your journey, and it's like there was like a whole like year and a half of like nothing, and then you started to get like about 4,000 or 5,000 average, and then like 6 months later it was like 10,000 average, and you can see the progression until like one bombs.
Yeah,
it's like but that's also I say to a lot of people, it's actually a really good thing, because like one, you can experiment when no one's watching, you can try different things and like upload so much shit and like no one cares. But then what is good about sort of waiting until you blow up is, as soon as you blow up, people want more of you. And if you blow up in the first week, then they're going to come and there's no one to stay.
Yeah.
So you had loads of content that when something blew up, you've got loads to just like divulge all your shit.
100%. And that is what it is. Like, especially with like, on TikTok especially, if you do something that's like would be considered a talent, you know, like you can post a video of someone falling over and it gets 1 million views. People aren't really interested in then, oh, who's that person that posted that? Let's look at their other videos, because that's just a one-off, isn't it? But like when it's like a talent, if you're a singer or you play guitar or you know, whatever, you play ukulele and you boxers, like they might be like, oh, I want more of that. And the great thing was that I'd invested into getting loads of content filmed so that when one did go, I could even like re-upload some of the old ones, because they were like, oh, who's this guy? And they'd interacted recently, so the algorithm was showing them everything I'd done. And anyway, just fast forward in a little bit then, like I just stuck at it. And I was doing a show at Ministry of Sound. They have a weekly Tuesday massive event called Milkshake. Big one. Shout out Andy, Martin, Louis. It's a beast. It sells out every week. Yada yada yada. And I was doing the runs around the country, and I said to the boys, I was like, look, I gotta come and join you. And I think Martin was away actually that week, but Andy Purnell, who's now Central Cee's DJ, he was like, Joe, come down, do it with me. I'll give you an hour in the middle. It was they won't mind me saying it was a minimal fee. Like they don't need to invest much in that event because it just flies. But they you know, it was a minimal fee. I spent that whole fee on getting a videographer, Gucci. Shout out Gucci. Major shout outs to Gucci. I got a shout out Evie Pro, who does most content normally, but that day Reese was away, so Gucci, who does a lot of the Love Juice stuff and James Hype, used to do James Hype stuff. He was, you know, a godsend and decided that he would just nip over and help me out for the hour. And for him, it was probably low money as well, because I just gave him my whole fee. So yeah, and then Doja Cat by Central Cee had just come out, or Doja by Central Cee had come out, and I'd the week before I'd clocked the wordplay with the Pop Smoke record.
Pop Smoke, yeah.
And it just, I don't know, the stars just aligned.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what it is, isn't it?
The crowd was electric. The lighting jock knew what he was doing. The DJ booth's massive. Gooch had the wide angle lens across the whole crowd. The mix was flawless. Yeah, and then I just got the clips back 2 days after that. Loads of little wordplay clips, and I built up my, like, you know, my thing is wordplay.
Yeah, your thing's wordplay,
So I've built up, maybe there's like even more now, but back then there was about 6, 7, 8 in my hour set. And I was thinking, I'm going to have all that content. And then it comes through, Doja clip goes up, and I've gone from, you know, this disheartening stretch of time where the, you know, the max views I was getting was, you know, in the 4 figures, 5 figures, low 5 figures. And, because you have to remember, when one goes viral, it brings up all the others. Yeah, so actually at the time it was probably like 5,000 views, maybe less, and then that one goes up, and I text Reese, he's like my videographer, tour manager, and I say to him, oh, Reese, you know this video, it's got like 10,000 views in the first 15 minutes or something, and you know, you're just feeling that it starts bubbling up inside you, and I was just getting so excited, and then you know, you come off the app, check back, 20,000. Then you got your notifications, and you're just pulling it, and every time you pull it, it says just now, pull, just now, and then it was like follow, and it just kept going. Now it's on like, I think that was like 6.5 million. Now,
6 million. I was checking today, 6 point something mil.
6 point something mil, and then Reese was like, you got to piggyback that. Like, one of them's going really well, immediately post another. And so I posted another one from the same night, same settings, same crowd going nuts, and another mix. That was the Hotline Bling one, and then that flew off, and that's on 6 Summit as well.
6 mil, yeah, there was one that's 1 mil in between it.
Yeah, there's a few from that night that have hit that all milestone, all just from one night, bro.
And this is it's such a good, because, you know, filming a DJ set in a club anyone DJing a club can do that. It's like it's not. There's no like secret sauce that you made. Obviously, the talent is the wordplay. That's a unique part of it, I guess. But still, it's not like there's some sort of cheat code behind it.
No.
It's just like you say, the stars aligned with the track being as big as it was. That kind of thing. The wordplay and all that kind of. And then the other wordplays that you've done, I've seen you do a million times. Like and it's like, but you got to remember that people haven't. And I think that when you DJ and you're doing that the same set every week or similar, you just think about, is this like boring or anything like that? But yeah, I think it's a good takeaway for anyone. Like when you're doing sets now, are you planning for both things? Are you planning for like crowd reaction and TikTok? Is it subconscious or is it conscious?
It's conscious actually.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes it's a bit of a that if I'm not often very critical of myself, but if I was going to be, I would say that maybe sometimes I need to live a little bit more in the moment. Because a new tune will come out. So Taliban's came out, the dancehall record, and it's probably the biggest dancehall record there's been this year, let's say. And I was thinking, right, what can I do with this? How can I work this? How can I work this? In the lead up to a show I had in Bristol, and it was a big outdoor. I thought this is perfect. Outdoor summer's day.
Is it Motion?
It was at Motion, outdoor in Motion, venue. Crazy venue,
unreal venue.
And I was thinking, right, okay, let's think. What can we do with this? What can we do? I ended up coming up with a little play on it with Burna Boy's Kilometer.
Oh yeah,
and,
I heard it. Yeah,
and if I'm honest with myself now, looking back, the crowd.
Was it too early?
I should have known with my experience. The crowd. It was a very hot day. I'd already done all of the Just Wanna Rock, Dior. I'd done all that. They were worn out to bits, and maybe. Although it's a passing moment in time, it's only 30 seconds. But if I look back and some of the comments on that video are actually like, "Oh, this crowd, this crowd don't appreciate what they're seeing." But like, what people don't know is they'd just been doing cartwheels for the last half an hour, like doing backflips in there because I had it going crazy, and then that was a bit of downtime. But I was thinking a little bit more about the content than the crowd for that minute.
Yeah, but you kind of still kind of
have an eye on both.
It's part of the job, especially with doing what you do. It's kind of part of the job. But yeah, you got to kind of roll with it, and I think that living in the moment is like tough to do. If you as well, you got to think about so many things like back to back, and that kind of stuff.
100%.
So when you're sort of making content, have you always got like a pro photographer with you, or is it? Do you take one with you now? Where you go?
More so now.
Do you?
Like before, and on the last podcast, I was saying it's fairly straightforward, but a little tip for people that are just in the residency game or they're coming up. There's always somebody there. They can either film with a phone, or there's a photographer that might have a video setting on his phone, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you just say, "Bro, please, can you just like film this particular next 30 seconds?"
iPhone 14.
9 times out of 10, someone's going to do that for you. But
iPhone 14s are unreal.
It's like, they are. They're crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
But now it's more conscious. Like I'll look at my calendar. I'll match it up with my normal videographer's calendar, and if he can come, and if the fee makes sense to bring someone, or two flights are included in the deal or whatever, then of course. But like for example, I was in Ibiza last week. Ibiza Rocks. They do this party on a Thursday with it's like it's a nod to UK rap.
It
was with Krypton Conan last week, and the headline support. I'm the support for the headline support. So, Krypton Conan, and then it will be Kenny Allstar, and then it will be me. So if you're from the UK, you know those names. But Kenny was. I hope he gets well soon, but he wasn't well last week. He's not well next week. Or this week, sorry, in a couple of days. So it meant I got bumped up the lineup. So automatically then I'm thinking, right, okay, I've not got to hold off on any songs anymore.
It's a different set. Yeah, totally, yeah.
Before, the week before when he was there, it was some of the older cuts and still like still trying to show what I can do because I'm still got to entertain people, but I wouldn't go in there and do the whole, Dior, blah, 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 just want to rock into all I do is win, all the way up. Like, you can't do it.
How often are you getting that from sort of warm-up DJs? Do you see that a little bit?
The
reason I say that is because I did a few gigs in the Beef Rocks this year, and I was doing the headline slot, and I was walking in like,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I get it a little bit. Sometimes,
I do, yeah.
Sometimes it's it's endearing. They're trying to. They think, oh, I want to show Joe what I can do when I get to a club. So I try my best, and I always think there's enough songs in the world, unless he does 5 of the biggest tracks in the world that year. 5 minutes before I jump on. Usually I don't say anything. Right, So, but I do get it. I had a show in Tel Aviv, and and the DJ before was like, he played. He went for it. Like he done that. Like if you're a hip hop DJ, like he did Just Wanna Rock. He did everything, like last into blah 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 into. I was thinking, ooh, this guy, he's cruising for a bruising. no, but I tapped him in the end. I just politely,
of course, but
I tapped him, made a joke out of it. Oh, save me some scraps, bro. Like,
that's good though.
But like, and he went and he was like, oh yeah, sorry. And he was just like, when it was finished, he was like, bro, I'm just a big fan. I wanted to show you this mix, and
that'll happen. Won't it?
Sick, yeah. So like, you can't really complain about it. And if you're experienced and have a sort of depth of musical knowledge, there's always there's an avenue you can go. You can go and play All Falls Down by Kanye West, and it will go off if you do it in the right way. Like,
that's your experience of being in the game, doing the residencies, knowing what goes off.
100%.
So when you get a photographer and stuff, are they just making the clips? Are you putting all your social media together as you get them? Have you got you're doing it all?
I'm doing
yourself?
That all myself. Yeah, still.
What are some like tricks and little tips that you use on your socials and stuff? Like, do you put hooks and stuff on them?
I would say if you're doing a TikTok video or an Insta reel, like at the start when you're trying to build a fan base or a following, I would definitely like just make it sort of short and snappy. Like. Don't have this 3-minute build up to the bit where the song drops and then it's flat. Have it 10, 15 even seconds videos. As it's gone on a bit now, like luckily a lot of people like seem to tune into my clips and wait for the
They know what's coming
because they know what's coming, or they wait for the routine. But when I first started, it was like get into that thing that you're trying to show quickly, like and make your captions engaging and things like that. They're little tips to start out, I think. You
just get better with reps as well, and you know
100%.
where the bit is going to be. The more you do it, the more you're like, I know it works now.
100%. And like, pay attention to the trends and pay attention to the, so if you see a tune that's trending on TikTok or something, and you think of a mix for it, maybe in your caption reflect like the bit that's trending.
Sure,
do you know what I mean? So like there's that record, the girl one, you'll have heard it on TikTok, and it goes like, "Got a white boy on my raft, feeding me pasta and lobster," and then it goes into "I got hose." It says "I got hose" halfway through, and then I mix it into Mo Bamba.
There's that girl going around at the minute like, "What the fuck do DJs actually do?" And she's crying like.
So that was one of my captions.
I'm gonna say
but
that's you need to pay attention.
Keep up, like spend time on the platforms, see what. Not necessarily see what other DJs are doing, because maybe that's a topic we'll go into later. But there's so many people doing exactly what I've done. It's interesting. There's two sides to it, but
100%.
But yeah, stay in touch with what's popping for sure. Like I'm getting maybe a bit on the old side to be scrolling through TikTok all day long. But it's like
research. Yeah, it's like research. So it's like intentional scrolling. It's like today you can, like, on your off day, you can be like, right, just an hour. My saves folder, I'm going to save just little funny things I come across. What is trending? Oh, I've scrolled three times. I've heard the same track. So what is it? That's
exactly.
It. Okay, stuff like that.
Exactly.
And you build up
like tunes that have just gone. Yeah, there's tunes that have just gone so viral on TikTok, and it's like, for a DJ, it's like a leg up. It's like someone saying, right, mix that tune. Like people are going to watch it because everyone's talking about that tune right now. So that's one of the things I definitely do. Yeah.
One of your big things, apart from being a sick DJ, is like you're one of the probably the best networkers like I've ever seen. So like you tend to know everyone, and like whenever you like want to do a gig, you sometimes you just end up having it. Like what you were saying earlier about, oh yeah, I just called Andy P and I DJ'd at the biggest night in thingy for free. How are you just sort of naturally like good with people, or is it a skill you've developed? Like how does networking work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite
personable,
gregarious.
Gregarious, word of the day.
Mate.
Hello.
I'm quite like I like being. It doesn't daunt me to be in a room of people I don't know or whatever. I definitely enjoy meeting new people, enjoy making people laugh. I've always been a bit of like, that's what I've been in school and all the way up my life, just a bit of an attention seeker, to be honest. Most of us got to be attention seekers though, aren't we, DJs?
You either are one or you become one.
But I try not to be in a cocky, horrible way, but I'm friendly, try and leave an impression on everyone I meet, make a little joke, a dig, have a laugh with people. And then keep up with people. You see something on Insta. Yeah. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. It doesn't need to be like, it's your birthday. Oh, let's get a gig in. No. Do it genuinely and honestly. And over the years, it takes time. But be friendly with people. Not for any personal gain. Just because you want your network to grow and you want to. So yeah, that's just been me anyway.
Are you not afraid to ask as well for something
and I'm not,
not afraid to ask this looks sick, can I do it, that kind of thing. And like I say, more like a bit of a off the cuff comment or maybe it's like, oh, actually,
and you'll see someone you'll go. I used to spend a lot of time, not so much now because I'm a bit more busy, but I used to spend a lot of time just going out, going to other cities. Go to Manchester, meet up with all those DJs. I think being a DJ's friend is a good starting point. You might not get to the promoters straight away, but just be friends with, there's this mentality in certain areas of DJing that there isn't enough room for other people, or that it's a bad thing. It's a great thing, I think. I was speaking to Andy at the link up, and he said, he's like, I've got a few wordplays that I'm going to drop, and me and you are going to go at it. And I was like, so I did that. I did one with that Jay Huss record, the Who Told You? Bad Man Don't Dance, We Don't Dance.
Yeah, that blew up, didn't it?
And he said to me the other day, he's like, I actually filmed a We Don't Dance wordplay video at Reading Festival before Central Cee. So when I dropped that, you're getting it. And I was like, Andy, don't do me. But
that's good, because that's healthy competition. That's leveling up everyone, because then you're going to go, right, what am I going to do next? And
100%.
And everyone can eat.
And there's enough, although the UK club scene is tough at the minute, I'll agree, but if you look further afield, if we shine a light on the UK, somebody in Austria or somebody in Germany might be like, oh, that UK scene's popping, and I've seen that Joe, and I've seen that Andy, and I've seen that Shaq, I've seen that Rusky, all these DJs, it's popping down there. Let's start bringing out UK people, or if we have a really popping scene, then somewhere like an Ibiza Rocks might say, the UK scene's thriving, let's have a hip-hop night on a Thursday, which is what's happened, and those things help the world go around, I think, 100%.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot here. If you can get over that mentality of, it's, DJs are snidey, it's all competition, you wouldn't let me in the booth or all that kind of stuff, and just be like, let's just all eat and just vibe together.
Be friends, man. Just enjoy life.
I've DJ'd at brunches, there's 30 people, and you rock up, just vibes. And it's just be around, 100%. Be about. If you're in a town where it's popping and stuff, and it's your night off, just go in. You don't have to party and stuff. You go about, speak to people, meet to people, so with no intention. Yeah, it's just
vibes,
chill vibes,
and then maybe from there, that they might need cover one night. You know what, that Joe guy, he came, he was cool, he's an alright DJ, let's get him on.
Plus, that works with DJs as well. It's if you're friendly with other DJs and you're ill, it's who's the nicest DJ I know?
Who do I want? Whose pockets do I want to line?
Exactly.
That's literally it. And then, or you might just be out, and the promoter might come over and this is our friend Joe. And then it just builds out,
and over time,
over a long time.
When I seen you at the link up, you must have took about, I don't know, 100 flights this year, something daft. So you must have jet to air miles.
I wish that was a thing.
Yeah, I wish there was a did. And there's there's loads of different sides to it. I back in sort of 2019, I was doing 40 flights in a summer, and I got to the end of it, and I was just that's when I told this story before, but when I sort of joined Crossfader, I was boarding a plane. I was it's just ain't it. I've got to this level where I wanted to be, and the goal I was I just need something a bit more steady, back home, near my family, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you were saying to me at the link up event, everything around what I'm doing is amazing, but the traveling, the delays, the heat and all that kind of stuff. So what are some of the negatives of being just a touring DJ?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to sound ungrateful.
No, because we're saying like, it's everything around it's amazing. It's just, but there is another side to it, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure there's pros and cons to everyone's job.
Exactly, yeah.
But like, the airports are a faff, aren't they? Like, there's so many delays. I've missed flights. You know, I don't even want to say this out loud. But touch wood. There hasn't been a situation that I can think of where a delay has made me miss a show. But I've definitely missed a lot of flights. Yeah. My bags have gone missing. I had in summer one of my cases went missing in Athens for like 3 weeks, and I had to when I ended up in Cyprus where I was going to, I just had to just buy a whole new set of clothes. I was then on the road for 4 days, so I had to just buy enough clothes for 4 days. Stressful, and then eventually get your clothes back weeks later.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, yeah.
Being away from like family and main friends.
Being away from, it's tough. Like keeping up a social balance, like seeing wife or girlfriend, seeing your friends. If you've got kids, seeing kids. Like, I know that with mine and my girlfriend and my friends, like, it's tough. Like, I might be away from home for 9-10 days, and then I get back, and then I've got a day, and then I'm back again, then a day, and then I'm off again, and then you're trying to see all the important people to you, but you're trying to balance that, and like you might look around and realize you've not seen your best friend for 4 weeks, which is obviously tough, and you're trying to balance.
And you've got this like internal battle, haven't you, where like you get booked for an awesome, amazing show, but you've got like maybe like a family engagement. You're like, what is more important? Like a DJ life isn't forever. You got to take these moments, but then you don't want to miss out on important
100%.
things.
It happened. It was my sister's. My sister, the French Montana show. Was my sister's 20th birthday. Yeah. All my family get together for that every year, and this is the first year I've not been at it because the show I couldn't was one I couldn't refuse. So that there's loads of things like that, to be honest, bro.
Well, let's talk about that. How do I get a show with French Montana?
that was a random one, bro.
Yeah, how does stuff like that come about? Again, is it just so you've got agent right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that sort of relationship. First of all, when you start popping on TikTok, for example, start blowing up, like what happens? Do people start getting in touch with you immediately? Like people have this image of like, right, I've got 6 million views. All of a sudden I've got 100 emails.
That's it.
100 emails.
I'm done. Off
I've got
I go.
a manager, a private jet.
Just roll out the red carpet, baby.
So when does an agent get involved, and how is the process? How does that process work?
Yeah, when did he come in? He came in slightly just before everything went viral, actually.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
He obviously has got a good eye for it.
Had an inkling.
But he had an inkling it was going to go, and he got involved. And then shortly after, I think like the 2 months after that, everything really started booting off. But how does that work? So yeah, I mean you do get approached by a lot more people for things when your content's flying. Like, I won't lie, like the booking request side of things for the last sort of year, 18 months has been like
steady
to say the
and
least.
then some.
Yeah, like a lot of time wasters as well.
Right.
Loads of people that just sort of inquiring and asking what you charge, or but a lot to deal with, and sometimes things that just don't make sense. Can you come to Hong Kong for a day? Can you do this show in Lagos and then go home the next day? Like, some things don't work, But yeah, you get a lot of attention from brands. A lot of people saying, "Oh, can you take a video with this new charcoal toothpaste?"
Well, that's another side of it, like the monetization side, working with brands. That's another bonus.
Yeah. But
so does an agent take away all of this stress that you don't have to deal with, or is it still a conversation you have? How does it work?
We're still very involved. Very involved with him. A booking will come. Quite often, a booking request will come straight through to me. People decide that they like to go direct, and then I'll go, right, pass that off, speak to him. But then, as soon as it gets to him, he'll go, yep, the email's come in. 9 times out of 10, this is what he's offered. Do you want it? Yes or no? I'm still very involved in that process because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I like to know what's going on. Some people would just be like, sort it, get the fee, sort it.
What's the flight time?
Yeah. But I'm a bit more like,
that's good.
Oh, let's do this. Let's work on this. Oh, can we add this? Can we add a second flight? Various different things. But I am still very involved in that. Which yeah, just like us, because I like things to be.
Of course,
how I like
yeah,
them to be.
Cool.
But yeah, there's. I mean, I think.
So then, how does a gig like French Montana come across? How did that one come across? Because that's a huge one.
Yeah, that was
Arena.
Huge. It was at Marbella Arena. Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Marbella Arena.
It used to be like an old bull ring, I think.
Oh, right. I've been there many times.
And it was it's
The
sizable.
pictures are unreal.
And yeah, they did. That's again. It was down to network.
Was it
the most random thing that came through me, not through my agent? So direct to me. Somebody texted me. Somebody texted me that I used to. I mean, this guy. This is what I mean about you never know. Like, this guy used to do like he used to scan tickets on the front door of an event in a little town outside of Leicester, which is already a little city. I mean, this is a tiny little event I did a few times, and he just said to me, "Bro, like since I last saw you, I've moved to London. We work for this and this company, and I often work with my friend who's just asked me for DJs, and they're throwing a series of events at arenas with plans. I won't say the other artists they've got planned, but you can imagine. It's like French Montana.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Originally it was going to be Offset, then it was French Montana, then the next couple that they're talking about are, I mean, like some serious people. I'll tell you off camera.
Sure, yeah.
But like, he just said, "Oh, can I put them in touch with you?" I was like, "Yes,
can you?
I'm free every day for the rest of time. Just to
Christmas.
Just send them, just send them my number. They get in touch. Here you go, Joe. Bang.
Love that.
Crazy.
It's such again.
That's network. That's because every time I will have walked through the front door, I'll have said, "Yes, bro. How you doing? Oh, how was your weekend? Well, but let's go in for a shot. Let's do it." Do you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta be friendly to people because you never know.
And you never know. You might have been like, you'll turn up to gigs where you're just not really bothered. You might be hungover. You might just not be in the mood.
Yeah.
It's still that little interaction then just make such a difference.
Yeah.
Big one, right, mate? We're gonna play a game.
Oh,
we're gonna play a game. We've had so many games on this podcast, but we've kind of stuck with one for like the last few weeks. It didn't have a name for ages, and now it's called Crossfader's Chart Challenge. Still not overly buzzed about that, but we're going to stay with it. So the idea is, right, you've got a chart. You've got 7 positions on this chart. I'm going to play 7 songs in random order. You've got to put them in a chart position, and they cannot move.
Oh,
they can't move once they're in there. So that's the pressure. So I've chosen, we like the same music, so I've chosen basically like the 7 biggest bangers that you probably play in your sets over the course of the year. So,
okay.
All right.
The thing is that there's different rules because there's tunes I like personally and tunes I like the reaction when I play them.
Oh, let's go reaction then. Okay, I like that one. Yeah, let's go reaction. Right, 7 tunes here. Let's start. Let me just check this is working right. So let's start with this one.
Right.
Davido.
Okay. Davido, unavailable.
Unavailable, Davido.
Huge
I
tune.
love playing this tune.
Yeah. And if you're in the right room, everyone's like, ooh, dancing. So, yeah, that's a good one.
So you've got 7 positions.
I'm going to put that in... I don't know what else you've got, so I'm going to put that in 5. I'm gonna have a cautious...
So you're gonna start.
5.
You're gonna start slow.
Yeah,
that's what the boys do as well. The boys are always so weak. They always go.
Is that me being weak?
Yeah. They never go right. Yeah, 1.
Yeah. You can't just go.
You
1.
can't.
No way.
You'd be a psycho person. Yeah. So that's going in. I'm gonna write these down. So that went in at what, 5?
You're 5. Yeah.
Unavailable at 5. Cool. Right. Right. Next track.
Oh,
so this is a bit newer.
Yeah.
This is so hard. One of your videos went pretty viral on this. You did a little wordplay again.
Yeah.
This is gonna fuck you mean.
Because I was going for.
You can play this instrumental. And just not get bored.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That was funny because I was just listening to that for days and days, thinking, where is the wordplay here? Where is the There's got to be one. Like the F word is in so many tunes. Found it finally anyway. But yeah. Oh, I don't know what else you're gonna have, but that is high. Right now we're in
hot, right?
We're in September 2023, and it is popping that record. I'm gonna put that at number 2. That's high.
Hello.
Yeah, I might have effed it, but we'll see.
Let's play this. I noticed you use this in some of your wordplay, so I'll play this one.
Ooh.
This is Don't Play With It. Lola Brooke.
Yeah.
And again, a couple of yours that kind of went viral using this kind of like a wordplay. This is what, when you turn the music down, it's just all girls rapping, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good for the girls.
Good for the girls. Cool. Where are you putting that one?
That one is gonna go. I'm gonna put it at. Oh, see, I don't want it above Davido.
Oh,
but maybe I do. I'm gonna go 4th.
Yeah, bigger than reaction wise.
Yeah, reaction wise, I think so.
Because it's like the noise of the girls in it. It's like just going crazy.
It's like a it's like a Pop Smoke record for girls. That
that's such that is it.
They'll go crazy to it. So that's always a bonus.
Next one.
Oh, this. See, look. This could be why we saved the top spot.
Oh, it could be. Still not bored of that. That's Sprinter by Dave and Central Cee.
Yeah.
That's take a look at these diamonds wrong as I like.
Tune of the summer, isn't it?
You reckon?
It's tune of the summer.
You reckon?
I think. I mean, that second half of the chorus where it's cinch and you just take the volume fader down. And
the crowd just do the rest.
They go crazy. I think, I don't know what else you've got, but I'm just going to have to put that number 1.
Oh, he's gone 1 early. See, again, the boys always leave 1. They're always in a position where 1 and 7's available. Yeah. And I'm like, that's too risky.
And then the last tune's like,
yeah. Right, so you've got Sprinter in at number. So you've got at the minute, you've got unavailable 5. Don't play with it 4. Fuck you mean 2 and Sprinter at 1. Ooh. Hello. Right.
Let's see.
Next one.
Oh no! Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, just chaos. This, isn't it?
Chaos.
It's just a chaotic tune.
But
Little Uzi Vert just want to rock.
But you know what? I might be okay with that because like there was a time that would have been 1 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But that was Sprinter.
It's like
come out since.
It's the tempo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just crazy. That Jersey Club thing.
Jersey.
That 6 months ago that would have had to be 1 maybe.
So you've got 3, 6 and 7.
I think it's going to be 3.
Oh my god!
I think it's going to be 3, but now I don't know what you've got.
Well, I know what I've got.
Oh
so
no!
You've got 2 more spots.
Oh no!
I think you're going to be gutted.
No!
I think you're going to be gutted, right? I mean, for this genre, it's number 1 by miles.
Oh yeah,
Taliban, Afrobeats, sort of dancehall. Taliban's.
I don't know if you saw Notting Hill Carnival.
Oh gosh,
they played this.
Mate,
I'm talking like 50,000 people screaming. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that is annoying. That is annoying. But you know what? I'm still going to go because I play across quite a breadth of different crowds.
Yeah.
Like. If you play that in certain places in Europe,
it's a bit chill. It's not like it's a Pop Smoke
down
where everyone's moshing.
Yeah.
It is like sing along.
I'm gutted that it's going to be number 6, but I think it's going to be number 6.
So you've got 1 more. So you've got 1 more to go. And this is it. Come on. You've absolutely shot yourself in the foot there, haven't you?
Oh, no. See, I mean, this is the game, innit?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Joe Lobel's putting Who Told You at number 7.
Oh, it wasn't my fault, guys.
Oh, so that's going in at number 7.
Oh.
If you could, would you change that?
Yeah, if I could, I'd slide everything from Don't Play With It down and I'd put Who Told You in there.
Around the middle.
Yeah.
So you
just after all the hype tunes.
Your final chart is 7 Who Told You. Disgusting.
That's bad. That is bad.
Disgusting. 6 Talibans. 5 Unavailable. 4 Don't Play With It. 3 Just Wanna Rock. 2 Fuck You Mean. 1 Sprinter.
If anyone tunes in at this point, they're gonna think, "Oh, Joe's crazy."
This guy plays hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stressful, that game, isn't it?
Stressful.
I like it though. We're stuck on it. It's the only game we've stuck with for more than 1 week.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Sick, mate. To wrap up, just give me sort of all these. You've been everywhere. Like your top 3 gigs, like memorable gigs this year, maybe about 18 months. Like 3 moments where you're like, "Fuck, life."
Frenchy show was good. French Montana, like it was just crazy. Like sometimes I was still pinching myself on some things like that. Like I put up a picture on my gram, but like my dressing room was just there, and just in the background was just French Montana's dressing room.
Yeah, we'll put a poster up.
And that was just Like, I couldn't believe that. The other things all relate to my content. So I'll think, the weekend that Who Told You came out, I was doing a show in Sweden, and I got there. We actually, like, a little look behind the curtain. Everything looks amazing and great on the Instagram, but there are still gigs that aren't good, aren't strong.
For sure,
There are still crowds that don't connect fully. I was doing a little run where I was doing a show in Norway, straight onto a show in Sweden, and I took a videographer with me, paid for the flights, paid fees for both nights, but the first night I said, don't even bother getting your camera out. Like, the crowd was not really bothered. The speakers were poor. The venue wasn't great. So, you know, nobody saw anything about that.
Sure, yeah.
The next night, Who Told You had just come out that day, Friday, or the night before. And that night, brand new tune, Who Told You? I'm thinking, not many people are going to know this in the crowd. I'm in the middle of it. I wasn't even in, like, Gothenburg or
not central, like a major city.
Like a major city. I was in Jönköping or something it's called, and which was a dope show, by the way. And even half an hour before the show started, the crowd still wasn't really there, and I was like looking at Reese, like the videographer, like, oh no. But then it just filled out and filled out, and the crowd were just having it no matter what I played. Playing a brand new record. I'd warned all the DJs beforehand, I'm going to do a wordplay of this new tune, and we were all gassed. We were like, let's go. And then I did that mix, and the DJs are going crazy, the crowd's going nuts. The video went absolutely bonkers. That's the one that really went mad. Like, it went on like, I'm Just Bait, Grind Daily, Link Up TV. J Hus posted it on his
J Hus posted it as well. Like, sound.
So, like, when I think back to memorable moments, I think of that show, because that was a real, like, good turning point for me in the middle of summer. Last one. I don't know.
Crossfader podcast.
Yeah, that's the last highlight. Crossfader podcast for sure.
Sick, mate. We'll leave it there, mate. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Big ups on all your success. Where can people follow you?
I'm at joe.lobel on pretty much everything. So YouTube, Joe Lobel, TikTok, Instagram.
Go and follow him, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.